So I've been working a lot with essential oils recently. I've been making 2% dilutions out of them, which is, they say if you have like a 1 ounce container, like an empty glass bottle, to put 12 drops of whatever oil you're using into there and then fill out the rest of a carrier oil of your choice or one that works well with the essential oil that you're using. I usually go for when I'm using carrier oils, pure sweet almond oil, or I have this blend that's like a soy oil with like fractionated coconut oil in it. And I got it as like massage oil, but I use it because it works really well. It doesn't leave like a weird residue or anything. So I use it in sometimes my perfume oils and my body oils and everything. And the newest one that I got today, because I finally got to the store so I can get some tea tree oil, because tea tree oil has I feel like it's like lavender essential oil and tea tree essential oil are like my top oils that I feel like have the best things that could work for me on a day-to-day basis. I know that there's some things that I might need healing for that these two essential oils can work for. And I also found that cedarwood oil, the one that I had made a dilution of the other day, I'm not sure if I made a video of it, has a lot of the same properties as tea tree as well, which was kind of cool because the smell when I would wear it, it made me feel like, I told my friend that I didn't want him to come near me because I felt like I smelled like old swampy forest. I like cedarwood when it's blended with some other things, but not by itself. I mean, it smells good, but when I put it on my body, I feel like if somebody came and smelled in my body after putting cedarwood, the dilution of cedarwood on me, then I'd smell funky. But sorry, my sister was calling for me. So I went to the store, and tea tree oil is expensive too. And it's funny because they say, like, I've looked at some sites where they're like, we're the purest oils ever, because I know like by law or something they only have to be 52% essential oil, like actual essential oil, and the rest can be carrier, and they can still sell it as essential oil. Sorry, I keep stopping because my sister's having problems with some neighbor kids. But anyway, that just moved in. Fabulous. And I don't do. I'm not going to sit here and edit it because I really suck at it, and all that time and effort put into it doesn't really show. But anyway, I got a Desert Essence 100%, sure, Australian tea tree oil, and I looked at the reviews and everything online because I was going to get. Usually, I went to Sprouts to get it. Usually, they have Oracacia or however you say it, and the Now brand, I think it was. I don't really remember. I think it was called Now. And they were like $10 for these little bottles, and I was like, okay, I don't really have $10 right now. I'll just wait. Which $10 isn't a huge amount of money or anything, but I haven't had my first paycheck yet, so it is a lot of money to me. This was on sale for $6.99, so it's still almost $10, but still, after tax and everything. I feel like it's a really good one. It had like a really good energy coming off of it. And so I made a 2% dilution in this bottle. It's still a ½ ounce bottle. And usually tea tree, like my mom likes to use tea tree pads to clean her face because it gets like really good scrubbing in there and everything. The second I touch my skin with tea tree pads, my face burns like it's on fire. I'm sorry, I'm watching my sister. So then I can't use them and I want to clean my face, and afterwards I'm like, oh my god, it hurts, it hurts. But I'm like, at least my skin is clean. Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with that. So I took this 2% dilution and I was like, it says it has anti-aging properties and some other things that are good for skin, like tons of different things. And I've been having like these little bumps right here. And I have rosacea, but it didn't say it helps rosacea, but I figured I would try it. Or at least the sites that I've gone to didn't say rosacea. I haven't actually searched for rosacea with essential oils though. And I mixed up my carrier oil and I rubbed it into my skin and it felt great. Like I felt a little bit of tingling, but then it felt good afterwards, and then I wiped it off. That's why my hair is pulled back and I look all scrubby. I don't know why I usually look scrubby in those videos anyway. But anyway, so my skin feels a lot cleaner and actually moisturized because of the other oil in there. And I wanted to do it before I take a shower because I'm going to take a shower soon. Because just in case, sometimes like when you want to wash something off and you use a washcloth, it doesn't always work the same. I feel like it sometimes leaves a lot of yuck behind. So getting in the shower, just having the water pour over you would help. But of course I was using a washcloth before if it was stinging, because having water pour over me, it's going to go into here. So I'll use the washcloth first and then get in there. But anyway, I feel like tea tree oil is perfect for women, especially because like the huge thing that I always see for tea tree oil is that it's good for vaginosis, the bacterial vaginal thing. I always say it wrong, so it's like in Latin or something, but good for yeast infections and those sort of things, and bladder infections and stuff as well, that I know a lot of women are suffering from. And I know some people get it repeatedly. Like I used to work with a girl, and she was constantly getting stuff because she's like, well, it reoccurs a lot. And I read about it online. I was like, God, it really, like, it happens a lot. Like there's a lot of like imbalance of candida and everything in most women, it seems like, who aren't able to exercise and to get healthy and do all those different things. And I'm like, okay, keeping this around just in case, because those chemicals and stuff that you get at the store, I've had them before and they're terrible. TMI, but I don't care. If you're watching this, then you know. They're awful. They're painful and they're not worth it. I have like 75 different cut clips because I keep having to stop. I just heard her slam a door, so I was worried. But yeah, it's also that this is good for bladder infections and cuts, scrapes. Basically, most of the things that it's listed for are good for the skin. I know one thing I looked up, I have a tiny little baby wart here. I think it's a wart. I'm not quite sure, but you can't really even see it. I can feel it though if I do this. And yeah, sorry about the messed up nails. But it said that it's good for helping to get warts off. And so I know there's like tons and tons of uses. I didn't make a huge list of tea tree essential oil uses, so I'm not going to sit here and read any off of any of them. So I haven't been able to find any magical uses for tea tree. I don't know why that is. I find stuff for eucalyptus and whatnot, which I feel is like really close to it for some reason, at least scent-wise and everything. And so for me, if I was going to use tea tree magically, I would kind of give it the same sort of properties as eucalyptus for like cutting and clearing, sort of in a sense, getting rid of old bad habits and whatnot. But so basically, I just see it as a healing essential oil now. I know my mom will sometimes dilute it and put it on the dog's top of its ears when it helped to help with the fleas and everything. If we're not using some of our Advantage or some other stuff on the dogs, or like in between when she's cleaning them and everything. And she uses it a lot, so I have to hide my bottle. I know it's good for if you have lice, because I remember when I was little, she's gonna get mad if I post this, whatever. When we were little, we got lice when we were in elementary school. That's because our school never cleaned the carpets, and we always had to sit on the floor, and I had hair past my butt. So I had hair sitting on the ground, and the lice just crawled up. So wasn't my fault, wasn't her fault, because we're clean, we're Germans. So it was the school's fault. So I remember she used, at one point she used tea tree oil in my hair to get rid of things and also to loosen up stuff, and she got all the nits out and whatever. So it's good for skin. So that's cuts, scrapes, bruises, or not bruises, cuts, scrapes. Sometimes somebody says it's good for blisters. Blackheads, I get some here because I'm a chapstick addict, so I'm constantly putting on. I'll get them right here sometimes. Acne, different things like that. It's good for the lice and mites and fleas, and it's good for candida imbalances and candida issues, bladder infections. This is all topically though. I'm never going to really recommend taking essential oils internally because I am not a certified herbalist or anything. And even then, I feel like sometimes everybody's different sensitivities. I wouldn't recommend taking anything in unless it's possibly tea. That's the only time I ever recommend something is taking a tea in, because I don't feel like I could really, the way I blend things can't harm you as much as a pure essential oil or even a tincture could. So this is a long rambly video that's also over the place because I kept getting interrupted. But I hope that you got at least something out of it. And if not, you can do your own research on it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I feel like I should redo this video, but I don't have time. So yeah,